Okay, fine. Okay, good morning all. So last session we have discussed about IIS service, how to create a SQL Server virtual machine and how to configure from SQL end. And we have discussed some of the features available in SQL VM. So if you have any questions, you can reach me. So today we'll start with uh, Azure PaaS service, Azure SQL database. So how in PaaS service, how many flavors we have? So this is we have already discussed. Anyone remembering? What are those options when we are going for PaaS service? Yeah. Okay. So when we are going for PaaS service, we have two options: Azure SQL database, single database, and Azure SQL managed instance. So let's start with Azure SQL single database. Okay. Now, so these are the features of Azure SQL database. So if you are going for Azure SQL database, backup and recovery. So we don't need to maintain the backups in PaaS service. Microsoft will take care of our backups. Okay. So we just need to configure short-term and long-term retentions based on policies. That's it. So Microsoft will take care of our backups. We can restore our database at any time. Okay. Then high availability. So in high availability options, we can get high availability in PaaS service through redundancy itself, like local redundancy and zonal redundancy. By selecting these options, we can get high availability. And what is the meaning of high availability and disaster recovery? Anyone knows? Please open your mouth. Some people are working right already. What is the difference between high availability and disaster recovery? See, high availability and disaster recovery. What is the difference between high availability and disaster recovery means? Let's assume, so this is one region or one data center. Assume that this is on-premises. So this is a US data center and UK data center. So if you are maintaining, different copies, so assume this is one database and this is one database. If you are maintaining same copy of data, okay, if you are maintaining same copy of data within the data center itself, that is called as a high availability. So disaster recovery means if you are maintaining same copy of data, different data center. That means the same copy of database, if you are maintaining in different data center, that is nothing but the disaster recovery. So disaster recovery means if your entire data center goes wrong, then we can make use of the database which is available in different data center, so that users will not distract and they can access their database at any time, right? So this is the difference between high availability and disaster recovery. Okay, hope you understand this. The same thing, if you come to the Azure, we will be having different regions. Okay, so this is one region. Within this region, we will be maintaining the multiple zones. This we already discussed, availability zones and availability sets. Okay, within the availability zone, availability sets will be there. Okay, so if you come to the SQL data PaaS service, inside region, there will be multiple availability zones. Okay, let's suppose this is a one zone, this is a one zone, this is one zone. Within this region, this is one region. within this region, we have 3 zones available. 3 zones. In this zone, again, multiple data centers will be there. Okay. So this is the concept of zones. If you come to the UK region, again, we will be having multiple zones. Okay, max, many of the regions will have the 3 availability zones, but that is not fixed. Some of the regions will have only 1 or 2 zones only. Okay. Now let's come to the here. So sorry guys, give me 1 minute. It's going on. My mouse is not working. That is why. Give me 1 minute. It's automatically moving and okay. Hope you are able to see, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So these are the options we have. So when we come to the Azure PaaS database, backup and recovery. So Azure SQL itself will take care of backups. High availability we can get through redundancy itself. Disaster recovery, we have 2 options: the geo replication and auto failure proofs. So by configuring these 2 options, we can get disaster recovery of our Azure SQL database. And service scalability. So this is a very good feature. So whenever if you want, scale your service style or purchasing model, we can call as licensing models or purchasing models. Uh, Technically in Azure SQL database, so we have different tiers. So based on our requirement, so we can scale up, scale down easily. Okay, without downtime. And security, we will be having very better security features, TDE, always unencrypted, and Microsoft Defender for Azure SQL. So like that we have many kind of security features and licensing models, as we have discussed already. So we have different kind of purchasing models available: DTU and weaker purchasing models. We will see what is the difference between DTU and weaker purchasing models, when to choose, Azure SQL database, which model it supports, and Azure SQL managed instance, which model it supports. Okay, so these are the main features of the Azure SQL database. Now we'll see exclusive features of Azure SQL data. Means this is dedicated for only Azure SQL database. Okay, only Azure SQL. It's not related to Azure SQL managed instance. This is only dedicated for Azure SQL single database. So we have hyperscale. Hyperscales, or service tier. If you select, we can make use of data storage till 100 terabytes. So till 100 terabytes of database we can use. And auto scale. Auto scale means, so if your workload is in peak hours, if your workload is high, during non-business hours, your workload is less. During that time, during peak hours, the compute resources will increase, and during non-business hours, I mean less, workload, the compute resources will be automatically reduced. So we have serverless option. So once we select this one, automatically scale up and scale down. We will see this. And automatic tuning indexes. In performance perspective, we have automatic tuning indexes option. So automatically SQL Server will identify and it will, if any missing indexes, it will recommend any those missing indexes we can create, or unused indexes recommendations. Automatically, it will drop and recreate indexes also. And elastic query is kind of, if you are trying to access database, one database, and you're sitting in another database. Like if you're sitting on database A and you want to access data in database B, so that is nothing but the cross database queries. It is not available in Azure SQL database. So we have this feature. So by make use of this feature, we can get our cross database, fulfill the cross database queries. Okay, then elastic jobs. Elastic job means, so in Azure SQL database, we don't have SQL Server agent. If you want to automate your databases for multiple databases, like index job, update stat jobs, or if you want to automate any backup or restore jobs, so for that we don't have any option in Azure SQL database. So for that we have elastic jobs option we can make use of. And SQL data sync. So if you want to sync up continuously data from one server to another server, we can use this option. And query performance insights. So this is internally it works. Okay. Because of this feature, the performance is very fast. Now, so till now we have seen the features of Azure SQL database. Let's say limitations of Azure SQL database. Backup command, we cannot use backup database now. So those kind of command we cannot use here. But in Azure SQL managed instance, we can use only copy only backup. So direct backup command we cannot use. Okay. And then CLR option is not available. Common language runtime. This option is not available. And cross database, already discussed, right? Cross database queries is not supported. Database mail is not supported. Distributed transactions are not supported. Resource governor is not supported. The SQL Server agent is not available. SQL Server auditing is not available. Windows authentication is not supported. SQL profiler is not supported. Okay. And service broker. Service configuration. A linked servers directly not available. Trace flags also not supported. So these are our options which are not supported by the Azure SQL database. But from by using Azure SQL managed instance, these options are available. In Azure SQL managed instance, all these options are available. Okay. See, very important features. Okay, these are important features. You need to remember these features. These are direct questions from interview. Now, common features of Azure SQL and managed instance. If you come to the common features of both Azure SQL and Azure SQL managed instance, see automatic backups. So both in Azure SQL and Azure SQL managed instance, we don't need to maintain backups. Microsoft will take care of backups. And availability zones. And we have geo restore option. Geo restore is nothing but the region wide. If you want to restore your database from one region to another region, so we can make use of this option. And auto failure groups. So we have discussed it, right? So this is for disaster recovery purpose. In Azure SQL database, it supports geo replication and auto failure groups both. But if you come to the managed instance, it supports only auto failure groups. Geo replication, it won't support. And pause regime option is there. So even recently introduced for managed instance, we can start and stop the instance whenever we don't need. We can stop our instance. Earlier it was not there. recently it got added. And even in Azure SQL database, we have serverless option. So based on server load, it automatically it passes the database. But this is specifically for development environments. Production environments, we may not use, right? It should be running 24/7. And Microsoft Intra Authentication. Intra Authentication will support both Azure SQL database and managed instance. We will see in security what is Intra Authentication, how to create. And SQL Authentication also supports both. The recovery model here, only full recovery model is supported. No other recovery models. Bulk logged. One more. What is one more? Okay.
Full answer.
Full only.
Simple recovery model.
Right?
Simple.
Simple recovery model. Simple recovery model and bulk log recovery model is not supported by the Azure SQL database and managed instance. Only full recovery model is supported. And transaction replication also supports. Always encrypted. This supports by the both and TDE. So these are the features which is supported by both Azure SQL and managed instance. Till now, any questions?
No, Srini.
Okay. We will discuss about this single database once we let me create Azure SQL database. So then you will come to know. Let me go through the overview of Azure SQL database. Now, so how to create Azure SQL database, right? So first you need to go to search and search for the Azure SQL database. Just search. You will be having option Azure SQL. Okay. Click on this. So this is one option. If you create from here, just click on create. Click on. You will be having three options here. Azure SQL databases, managed instance, SQL virtual machines. This we have already seen. Okay. Now, let's discuss about this one. So if you drop down here, you can see single database and elastic pool and database server. So database server is nothing but it's kind of just logical server. Okay. Even for this logical server, you don't need to pay money. Okay. You don't need to pay money. This is free. Okay. Either you can create database server and then create the database, or else if you just create, click on create. Just click on create. So it will ask for the database details, database name and server name both here. Okay. Both server name and database name, it is available here itself. So if you want to create new server, just click on here, new server name. You need to provide the new server name and location. Okay. Now first let me create just empty database server. So database server in the sense here we have to call technically logical server. So here you don't have server level options. What we will be seeing in on-premises, we may not have. It is kind of just since we don't have direct server here, we will be calling as a logical server. Okay. So this is my subscription. This is my resource group. I have already created resource group. If you want to create new resource group, you can create new. So how to create resource group already? Suppose if you want to create only resource group means, let me create. Okay. Go to home. So in search bar, just type for resource groups. Resource groups. I'm just clicking on the resource group. So I have already some resource groups. What I can do, just create resource group. So while creating the resource group, you have to just provide the resource group name. I will provide the resource group name is demo resource group. So for this resource group, you can give the naming convention, anything like capital letters or hyphen something, okay? It will accept. And you have to select the region. Depends on, the resource which you are placing. Like if you are near to US, your resource is available. Let's suppose your Azure SQL database or your virtual machine near to US, then you have to select the US. If you are near to India, then you have to select India because your performance will be increased if you select the nearest region. So now let me select central US itself. So that's it. Just review and create. Just click on create. See here, demo resource group is got created. Here you can see notifications. If anything is deployed or anything failed, you can see here. So resource group got created. So this is how you need to create the resource group. So if you are trying to create any resources, resource group is mandatory. This is what we have already discussed. Now I'm trying to create the single logical server, database server. So here it is asking for resource group. So just refresh, it will get affected. Now just drop down, you see demo resource group available. Just select this. On the fly, if you want to create resource group, you can create from here itself also. Just create resource group. You can provide the resource group. So whatever the region you will be providing here, the same region will take for this resource group. Now, so now you have to provide the server name. So whatever the server name here capitals will not take, only small letters will take. Okay, demo SQL server. If the same is already there, it won't take. If it is not there, it will not throw any error. Okay. See here, someone might be already it is using. That is why we cannot make use of this. Okay. I just given the random number. Now, for this server, see here it's showing this region is not supported. Your subscription does not have access to create the server in this region. Since we are using free trial subscription, so it is not supported. So I'm going for central US. So let me go for central US. It is supporting. Okay. Now when we come to the authentication here, see how many authentication modes we have? Intra only, and SQL and intra authentication and SQL authentication. Now I am going to select SQL authentication. We will discuss in detail security parts. So as of now, I'm just going to create server. You can give SQL admin name and then give the strong password. That's it. So just create the server name and then authentication. Now, this is the basic. Now click on the networking. There are other options. Networking here, firewall rules. Allow Azure services to resources. So what does this option means? If you enable this, all the resources which is available in this Azure, automatically it will connect to our database. If you are not selecting this, we cannot connect to Azure SQL. I'm not going to select this one and click on the security here. See, so identity is for the authentication purpose. So we have system identity and user managed identity. Two options will be there. By default, system identity will be there. If we want, we can use the, we have to create manually user managed identity. So we don't need this one option, identity. And TDSE here, transparent data encryption. By default, CA, but database, it will be enabled. So we are just creating logical server, right? So that's what it is not showing here. And then additional. This is enable Microsoft Defend for SQL. This is one of the security feature. Okay. And then tags. Tags we have already discussed. Let me create. This is for SQL. Dev environment. So I'm just creating like this. And then review create. Just click on create. You will see it is deploying. Here you can see it is submitted for deploying. If you observe here, while we are creating database server, let's see what are all options creating. This is server name, Microsoft.SQL/servers. This is type. So if it is virtual machines, let's suppose Microsoft dot virtual machine, something it will come. Okay, so operation details, if something is failed or something, we can see here. Let's wait for creation. Yeah, deployment is succeeded. Just go to the go to the resource. If you go to the resource here, you can see here. So this is the server, logical server. In the server, you can create many databases. Okay, you can create many databases. So while creating single database, you just mention the server name. That's it. Okay. Now we'll see what are all options here. See here, create database. If you want to create database within the server, you can create. New elastic pool. If you want to create elastic pool, you can create. We will discuss what is this. New dedicated pool. This is for data warehousing. It's not related to for us OLTP. Okay. And import database. If you want to import database. If you want to reset password.